Well, I hope I could make this quick because it is almost time for that grand show that everyone has been waiting each year. So, you requested me to do a video on the power of beliefs. So, first, what is belief? It is a mental representation of an attitude which is positively oriented towards the likelihood of something to be true. It is different from the truth because the truth is you claim something to be true but with evidence, and that evidence is true. But while for belief, you have the feeling that it is true but could or could not have evidence. So to simplify it, belief is a state of mind when people have the feeling that something could be true with some kind of evidence but not enough. It and belief actually came from the ancient Greek thoughts from the two words pites and doxa. Pites pites means belief and and confident. No, truth and confidence. While doxa means acceptance. So combining them together, we have belief. So why do people need belief? That's the same reason why we need religions. People, when they break down, they became really lost. They need something to hold on to. That's why a group of people believe, a group of believers come together and they created religions. Of course, it has to do something with mythological, supernatural things, or maybe spiritual things. But of course, the figure of belief in those religions are often non-existent, except for Buddhism. Buddha actually exists. He's a real person. And people, when they believe, they can. It's like having a purpose to live. They are no longer lost, and they can go on living their life in a normal way. Now, so for the power of belief part, of course, belief plays an important part in many things. For example, you need to believe in yourself in order to succeed. Well, I'm talking about if you are actually good and hardworking, but if you're like none of those, sorry, honey, I kind of hate that kind of person. They are overconfident, arrogant, and are simply annoying. But you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your abilities and be confident for a little bit. And that way you can actually succeed. And belief is the base of every kind of relationship ever. Like, you need to believe in someone to be able to befriend them, to be able to become lovers. And when the moment when you start to doubt each other, that's exactly the moment when you need to rethink if your relationship is worth it. You also need to believe your parents too. Well, that's kind of like unconditional, of course. The next things, belief is like a place for people to hold on to when they are lost. There are many moments in life where people lost their insanity, they became unconscious about everything. They don't have like, they feel like they are living for nothing. They need a belief to at least to hold on to, like a purpose in life, to simplify it. But of course, belief has a bad side, of course. Superstition, like horoscope, fortune teller, tarot card. Well, I kinda believe in a tarot card, kinda, just kinda. Those superstition actually is pretty bad. Like, it creates you like a really bad habit, a really weird look. I don't know. Superstition people, well, they kind of look kind of weird to me, and society often neglect them. And you don't want to be that part of society, so please don't have any superstition. But of course, sometimes beliefs can just kill you automatically. There's a difference between the belief, the truth, and the not truth. I mean, the false things. The line between belief, truth, and false is as thin as a hair string. you need evidence to be able to clear things out. And that's why we kind of like replace belief with the word not sure. More on the negative side, because sometimes being too positive about something can be bad. Like, for example, you're in a murder scene, you're standing right next to the killer, he is suspected to be the killer, and you should not say, I believe he is not the killer. No. That will create a really awkward situation where you are suspected to be the killer's partner. So you should just say, I'm not sure if he's a killer or not. Sometimes leaning more towards the negative side is for the best. And I don't know if you've noticed, but in many novels and films, the power of belief is exaggerated. Like, for example, Peter Pan, if you believe you could fly and revive a fairy, no. I mean, considering that you're flying without any kind of device, that's superpower already. But I know that's a Disney Channel original film. You shouldn't expect anything coming out from it. And there are many films that describe the power of belief in a really intelligent way, of course with a bit of exaggeration, but not like Peter Pan. And just the power of belief could improve many things. It could help you in so much situation that I cannot tell, because personally I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or someone who really understands about belief, because I have trust issues. Really though. And a part of me, because we are not a really religious family. Like in the application we've said that we are Buddhist, but more like 50% Buddhist. There are 3 types of Buddhists in Buddhism. Number 1, they are monk. They live in temples, they are vegetarians, and every day they just listen to, what is that thing called? I forgot. And every day for them is a relaxing day where they learn new things, and it's just like a cycle of it, and somehow they're not tired of it. And the second types are people who often visit the temple, or maybe have like small of having like a few day visit, and but during the time of staying they will be living exactly like monk, but when they are not in temple they will be living like normal people. And third type, which is my type, we don't live at temples, we do visit them, but only special occasions. We do not live like monks, and we just live with the spirit of Buddhists. Like we follow some rules of Buddhists, but we do not like 100% apply the living style of monks into our life. So let's just say that I am not really religious. 1, I'm like the last one born and we have moved. 2nd, my family hasn't really talked about that situation for a really long time. So it's kind of hard for me to exactly talk about beliefs. But of course you may be wondering, so when you're lost, what do? Well, I have my beliefs of my own too. Not superstition, they are not horoscope, not tarot card, anything. Just myself. Sometimes I believe that. Sometimes, okay, I'm not being super dramatic, but you can say that I'm wrong, but sometimes I think that religions, they don't have to exist. Really though. Because there are many people around you, many people, and you don't have to specifically create it like a person to believe in. You can just believe in yourself, your family, your friends, maybe your partner. Of course they could be wrong sometimes, but that's why that's when you test your own trust. That's when you test your own belief in your partner. So that's why I kind of like don't like having a religion. Is that kind of weird? I'm not an atheist though. I do have religion. I follow the spirit of Buddhists, but belief for me is something too general to explain specifically. And I never say I believe that. I say I'm not sure that. I'm not sure if. This topic is sometimes too negative for me to think about. So thank you for listening, and please send the topic tomorrow, because well, tonight I won't be partying with my classmates. So thank you for listening.